MrBeast, the most subscribed YouTuber on the planet, the guy who gives away islands and builds entire game shows, hired an IT contractor who allegedly downloaded over 1,000 confidential files, planted hidden cameras around the office, installed a rogue mini computer on the company server, and then, when confronted, tried to claim the whole thing was just a routine backup. Now, he's being sued in federal court. So let's get uncivil about it.
He was going in and had their IT and had complete control of their network. And he was backing up their network, or he alleged he was backing up their network and said this was something that was routine. What they found out that it was anything but routine is what they allege in their complaint.
Now, for those of you who might not be familiar with him, MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, is the biggest creator on YouTube. Over 340 million subscribers. His videos regularly pull hundreds of millions of views. And he's got companies outside of that. He's got festivals, he's got Beast Games on Amazon, and he's got an entire content empire based out of Greenville, North Carolina. And the way that his operation works is essentially proprietary. After all, he has his own strategies, his budgets, he has his own deal structures, he has his own algorithmic playbooks, and that's his secret sauce. That's what makes MrBeast money, and not just another guy burning money on big videos. So enters the picture is Leroy Nabors. Nabors was hired in July 2023 as an IT contractor. His job, managing Beast Industries' IT network, including the servers housing post-production content. He also subcontracted some of that work to a company called Vine Networks LLC, which, and this will be important, was run by his daughter. So we've got a family affair managing the digital backbone of the billion-dollar YouTube operation. What could go wrong? So here's where the story starts to build. By late 2023, Nabors transitions from IT into what the company calls the Special Projects Team in Development Department. That is content production, fundraising, political advocacy. The man has his fingers in pretty much everything. And because of his IT background, he has access to it all. The entire digital kingdom, every server, every file, and every confidential document. Now, one thing that you need to understand is before he even started, Nabors had signed a non-disclosure agreement, also known as an NDA. That, of course, prevents him from talking about anything he learns relating to the business. So he knew the rules, and he agreed to them. He put his name on that dotted line. Fast forward to September 2024. According to the lawsuit, just days before his termination, Nabors allegedly downloaded over 1,000 confidential files from the company's Google Vault. We're talking about business strategy documents, financial data, investor capitalization tables, financing documents, and one that's particularly ugly, personal information about the individual employees. He allegedly synced it all to his personal Dropbox account. Not some company backup system, his own personal cloud storage. Then the story gets a little bit more crazy. October the 1st of 2024, Nabors is terminated. The company launches an internal investigation. What do they find? Hidden cameras scattered all around the office. Cameras that nobody on the Beast Industries team recalls authorizing or installing. The lawsuit alleges these were connected back to Nabors and his daughter's IT firm. But we've got one more detail I haven't told you about yet. During the investigation, they also discovered a rogue mini PC hooked up to the company's server with remote access software installed on it. The lawsuit says a forensic review found at least 2 separate logons from accounts affiliated with Nabors. Nobody at Beast Industries authorized this device. Nobody asked for it to be there. It was just there, giving someone outside the company a backdoor into MrBeast's entire operation. Now, this is where things start to get interesting because Nabors allegedly tried to make it all disappear. According to the lawsuit, Nabors attempted to wipe his laptop. That would be the one that had access to all the files and records of his activity. Now, that might be a smart, if illegal, move, except apparently the wipe did not fully work. The forensic investigation revealed that deletion attempts failed, and some of the exfiltrated information was still recoverable. When Donaldson confronted Nabors directly, Nabors allegedly told him that on his last day of employment, all his files had been wiped clean. The lawsuit describes his statement as, and I'm going to use their exact language here, demonstrably false. And why is it demonstrably false? Because the forensic evidence showed Nabors started deleting files several days before his termination. Not on his last day, before. Apparently, he knew the termination was coming and he decided to try to cover his tracks. And then, and this is one of my favorite parts, when pressed further, Nabors changed his story again. He said all the downloads were just a routine backup performed in the normal course of business. Now, there is one problem with that. The company says that there is no routine backup policy involving thousands of confidential documents being synced to an employee's personal account. That's not a thing, nor would it ever be a thing in any company. So this is where we get to the law, because once we break the law down here, we see where it matters. MrBeastYouTube LLC filed this lawsuit on April the 4th of 2025 in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of North Carolina. The case is MrBeastYouTube LLC versus Nabors. The claims include misappropriation of trade secrets under both the Federal Defend Trade Secrets Act and the North Carolina State Trade Secrets Law, breach of contract for violating the NDA, and unauthorized surveillance. Now, for the trade secret claim to stick, you generally need to show three things. One, that the information qualifies as a trade secret, meaning it derives independent economic value from not being generally known. Two, that the company took reasonable measures to keep it secret. And three, the defendant acquired, disclosed, or used it through improper means. MrBeast's entire competitive advantage lies in how his team decides what to make, how much to spend, and how to negotiate with his partners and investors. If someone else had that exact roadmap, they'd shortcut past years of trial and error. That's the difference between the MrBeast money machine and another creator just starting out.
But what I can say is, if these allegations are true, this individual will have to turn these documents over because the non-disclosure and a non-compete will stop you from taking company proprietary data.
Predictably, Nabors did try to get this case thrown out. In June of 2025, he filed a motion to dismiss, arguing lack of jurisdiction and failure to state a claim. His basic argument, that he had broad access as an IT worker, used it as part of his job, and the company was relabeling ordinary activity as theft after the relationship went south. He also argued that much of what MrBeast calls trade secrets is really just generic creator economy strategy you could figure out from MrBeast's public content. Now, that's certainly a creative argument, I'll give him that, but the judge wasn't and shouldn't be buying it. On July the 31st of 2025, Judge James Denver III denied the motion to dismiss, ruling that MrBeast plausibly alleged his claim. Nabors then filed an answer with a jury demand in August. The case is now in active discovery, with a mediator appointed and discovery running into early 2026. And then this thing will go to trial unless somebody blinks. The allegations against Nabors here are serious. If what's in this lawsuit is true, the man conducted himself like a character in a spy thriller, hidden cameras, rogue servers, personal cloud backups of proprietary data, and a botched laptop wipe. That's not a simple, disgruntled employee. That reads a little bit more like a Mission Impossible novel. But here's the rub. How does one IT contractor who subcontracted work to his own daughter's company end up with the keys to the entire kingdom of the billion-dollar operation? Who was supposedly overseeing access controls? Who was auditing what this man had access to? Because if Beast Industries had tighter protocols, restricted access based on need to know, and regularly audited third-party vendor activity, we might not be here. Now, of course, MrBeast is the victim, but this is also a cautionary tale about what happens when a fast-growing digital enterprise doesn't have enterprise-level security catching up with enterprise-level revenue. So, where are we? MrBeast's company is suing Leroy Nabors for trade secret theft, breach of his NDA, and the unauthorized surveillance. The judge has let this case move forward. Discovery is well underway, a mediator standing by, and Nabors has demanded a jury trial. The email, the access log, device data, and intro communications might come out. And when they do, we'll find out whether this was a calculated data heist or, as Nabors would have you believe, a misunderstanding about routine IT procedures. I know which way the lawsuit leans, and I know which way the judge leaned when he decided that motion to dismiss. But of course, a jury will have that final word. But for the moment, I'll leave it to you. Do you think Nabors should face criminal charges on top of his civil suit? Is MrBeast partially to blame for giving one contractor the keys to the whole operation without an audit trail? And how much do you think that proprietary playbook is actually worth in damages? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Until later, my friends, I've been Uncivil Law, and remember to keep it uncivil out there. Cheers and goodbye.